Alright guys, it's me Sean here with some AWS tutorial here today, and today we're going to be looking at how to create and delete S3 bucket with proper settings. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you need to do here is you need to log into your AWS console, and if you do, you'll be brought into this screen here. So let's go ahead and browse into S3, which is under storage, and if you open Amazon S3 tab, you'll be able to see list of buckets here. If you don't have any, don't worry about it. We're going to create one. So go ahead and click create bucket and you'll see this modal pop up with four-step process. So the first thing you need to do here is you need to give a bucket name. One thing you have to keep in mind is that bucket name has to be unique globally. So if someone already created bucket with the name that you want to use, you won't be able to create a bucket with that name. So it has to be unique globally. So I'm going to create my bucket called shawnkoon. And after you put bucket name, you'll be able to select a region. I live very close to US West area, so I'm going to choose US West. But if you're living in some different region or other country, go ahead and click and browse through the regions and pick the closest region from you. So after you pick the region, we're going to look at the bottom one, which says copy settings from an existing bucket. We don't really have to worry about this part right now. It's only if you want to copy settings from other bucket. So go ahead and leave it blank and hit next. And if you hit next, you'll be able to see these three cards that says versioning, logging, and tags. So versioning is where you can keep multiple version of objects in the same bucket, so you can keep track of your versioned objects. And logging is where you can log all the requests through these buckets. And tags is where you can tag this bucket so that you can manage the resource by tags. I really recommend you guys to actually implement tag on every Amazon service you build. So we're going to actually implement a tag, but we are not going to do a versioning or logging for this tutorial. So go ahead and click on tags, and we're going to add a tag, and I'm going to name my tag key name. I'm going to put shawnkoon S3 bucket as a value and hit save. And notice one tag has been implemented with this bucket. So after you've done that, go ahead and click next. So if you click next, you'll be able to set permissions regarding this bucket. So first of all, we can actually manage users who can read and write on this bucket. We're not going to worry about this for right now because it's okay for me to actually give owner a permission. But what we want to worry about is actually this manage public permissions, where we can either give public people a permission to this bucket, or we don't want to do that. So Amazon set public permissions into a private by default, but if you want to open this bucket into a public, you can always change it into public access. But we're going to keep it private, so let's keep it as recommended setting. Also, you can manage system permissions where you can either give Amazon S3 log delivery group to have write access into your bucket or not. So go ahead and choose either one. But for this purpose, I'm going to say do not grant for ultimate privacy and go ahead and hit next. So here is a review tab where you can review all the stuff you've typed. So if it looks correct, go ahead and click create bucket. And if you create bucket, you will see there's a new bucket that you just created. You can access this bucket by clicking on the bucket name, or you can either click on this white space and see the bucket details. So now that we created our bucket, let's try deleting it. So deleting is pretty simple. So go ahead and click on a bucket, and on top there will be a section called delete bucket. So go ahead and click that. And what you need to do here is you need to retype your bucket name and hit confirm. And if you do, it will delete your bucket for you. So yeah, that's how you create and delete S3 bucket with proper settings on AWS. If you guys have any questions, please leave questions on the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.